like, I don't know, I feel like loving God and letting God love me changed my life.
And that's wonderful. I love hearing stories like that. I feel like those situations, things like that are what make you, they give you like a new life. That's why Christians say things about being born again. I understand. I won't say that they are lying, I won't say that I understand it. It gives you a new lease on life. Like when I decided to abandon my faith, it gave me I would say a new life actually. Because I stopped living in fear. Not because my religion was fear, not because religion is fear. Do you understand? It's just, to me, subjectively, personally, I had associated religion with only fear and only rules. So letting go of it helped me, breathe in and understand who would Vanessa be if she wasn't this. Do you dig? That's the stage in my life I am right now. And it could change, it could not change. It doesn't affect who I am as a person. I say I'm still kind, I'm still, I'm not going to go around murdering people because, now I'm not in this faith anymore, I can go around. No, it's still me. It's just like, it was a journey I had to take for myself. And I feel like that's such when people are extremely, critical of other people, I'm like, why don't you realize that everybody's on a different journey? If someone leaves being an atheist to become a Christian, I can't say, because this person did it works for everybody. No. This was the step that this person had to take in their journey. If somebody leaves being a Christian to become a Muslim, this was the step that person had to take in their own personal journey. I'm not going to advise all Christians to do it. I'm not going to advise, all Christians to become atheists if it worked for one person. Everybody's on a different journey, and journeys change.
Yeah, but I think when Christians are being hard, it's because we're on a race to eternity, and you have to believe that there's a heaven, which is, I think, once you decompose it.
That's the things that not all Christians even believe they're going to heaven. So where do we say it now gets to a point? Because if every Christian believes that they're on a race, they believe that if you are not on that race, something bad is going to happen to you, because that's what they're running away from.
So that's the thing. So Christianity really isn't running away from hell. So there are two ways to look at it.
Like I said, it depends on your interpretation. Like what you said about the Bible earlier, about how different faiths can read the same thing, and it depends on how they all subjectively decided to look at it.
Yeah.
It's a thing of, I feel like people should realize that these things are fluid. The problem I feel with the whole, religious strife and the whole, interpersonal conflicts that we have, Nigeria being a very good example, is that people are refusing to understand these things as fluid. If your way to worship Jesus is walking barefoot, then that's fine. If it works, it's not harming me in any way. If your way
but
to worship God,
the thing is, I feel like in every. Okay, I don't know about the Muslims, and I don't think I'm in no intellectual position to make any
generalizations
for
into
them.
that faith, yeah.
But I think I'm a Christian.
So you're going to talk about what you know.
Yeah, I think in Redeem, CAC, MFM, in all stratas, one of the things that they've been charged with is to go and bring people into. So I think that's where the
issues come.
Yeah, because I feel like if I am a good Christian, it is my responsibility. Like now, I can bet you that I know a couple of people that you'll be talking to right now, and they'll make it their lifelong responsibility to make sure they convert you.
That's what I think, that we have to understand that everybody is on a personal journey. I will tell you about this because this is something that when you find something good, you obviously want to keep it to yourself. I understand that. If Christianity is the best thing that has happened to you, then I understand your willingness to share it to people. But the expectation that if these people don't like what you like,
there's a problem. But there is a problem. I cannot lie to you and tell you that I don't think there is a problem. But what I will not do is that I will not kill you.
Because I don't like what you think.
If I'm being 100% honest with myself, in my head, I feel like you are better off, following the faith. It has worked for me. I feel it is the standard. That is what I believe. I believe it to be true. I believe it to be absolute.
As you should, because that's how your religion works. There has to be. If there is no faith, then what are you doing?
So I'm not sitting and pretend like it is fluid when you look at it, but also you're a human being. You're complex. I respect you as a complex being that thinks, and I can understand that right now you are thinking in a particular way, and I will give you the respect of letting you finish, because you're on a journey. That's how I see it. You're on a journey to become something, or to change something. It is a journey, if we're being honest with each other. And the truth is that none of us really knows if we're on the right path.
Obviously. It's just the fact that feels right for us.
If we are being 100% honest, we are all trying our best. And that's why I have issues with people who think they have solved the riddle. You find people who think, oh my God, my church is the church. It's always very funny. Oh, my church. Have you met people like that? Like, let me tell you about my past.
Are you talking to me?
There are people like that. I understand you're going to church. That's good. But let me tell you about my church. Let me tell. And I look at them and I'm like, let me tell you something. Very funny. Recently.
Yeah, you met somebody who was like that?
I have been introduced to a set of people. What I say set of people? Or to a set of ideology that believes that, the only thing to aspire to is to please God.
Okay.
And it's very hard to combat that kind of statement because yes.
I thought that was what.
Yeah, the only thing.
About.
Yeah, but I don't. The only thing, but doing anything else in this world is worldly.
Oh, I understand.
Do you understand? When they take it literally,
I guess.
See,
I see where the problematic. I see where it gets problematic.
I am not doing anything else. I am not saying anything else. I am not, I'm not listening to anything else. I am not being anything else. The only thing I have to do in this life is to please God.
No commas.
No, there are no nuances to this thing. If what I'm doing at this particular time, if I cannot trace it to pleasing God in a particular way, I'm wasting my time. And I have a problem with that. And it's very hard to argue with that, if I'm being very honest. Because in some sense you are right. But it's not literal. Because I feel like
that's the thing. I feel like if you want to argue about religion and all these things,
look up.
So end up in a complex loop. Because with people like that, they're not wrong.
Yeah, they're not wrong, but they're also not right. It's no way to live. Okay, so there's a funny example.
Them, that might be the way to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
you can't enter their bodies and experience what they experience.
So there's a funny example I give. Yeah.
So those people.
Not to those people. I was having a conversation with a friend, and I was telling her that, and this will now take me to another group of people that I know, where they say, you're meant to preach to a girl to respect your body. It is your body. Yeah. Abstain from sex if you can. Those things are right. Yeah. But then, they are right to what extent? Like, when you say any girl that comes to, I don't know if you've heard it before, any girl that they are destiny snatchers.
Yes, I've heard. I think every Nigerian has heard that.
In church, like, as a girl, all you should do is to look to please God. I was listening to a friend was listening to a preaching, and we were there together, and the lady was all and the girl was chopping it like Indomie, and I was
no questions asked.
That's the point. And I was like, do you know that this is correct?
I feel like the death of questions is the death of humanity.
This is correct in some sense, but do you know that it's not all correct, because now you're 26 and you're listening to this rubbish, and a guy will come and meet you at 26 years of age. You are saying you don't have time for boys. Are you crazy?
Maybe she doesn't want to get married.
That's the thing. I'm 34 now. They'll go to Shiloh and say. The point is,
I feel like we should encourage, that okay, if you do want to do this thing, Christ, if you want to do anything, instead of saying doing everything.
My problem is with people not asking questions.
Yes.
It is with people.
Like I said, the death of questions is the death of humanity.
Taking things.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Exactly. It baffles me. Like I've had conversations with people, and I'm always, and when you're having religious conversation, you have to be very careful because you're not blaspheming. I'm even
insult the faith.
Like I'm trying to be more conscious with my own thought process. I really don't.
I try not to hurt people because this is like a pillar of their life. Every time when you talk about things like religion, culture, and there's a third one. I can't remember the third one, but those are pillars of people's lives. Shaking those pillars shakes.
You have to be very careful.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful. So here's my problem with things like this. Someone tells you something. Like I've heard some really funny things in my days. Now, I'm not saying they're right. And maybe I'm not intelligent enough to know that they are right.
Okay.
Or they might be wrong.
But
the fact that you're not willing to... People don't like to think. Have you realized
Obviously.
that? People rather...
That's why...
People rather just think. This man is a holy man. He has said this.
And it was good before. We're going to work with everything.
That's my problem.
I think I recently had a conversation with somebody about that thing where she was like that. Don't look at she said something about, men of God are humans. That we shouldn't look at them and say, oh, because this pastor has done something wrong, we can't listen to what they say. And I was like that. But the thing is that if I go by this line, where do I draw the line? Would I be taking, religious advice of somebody who is a child molester and say, oh, it's the message, not the master?
Just take what they say. As long as you respect them in some sense. Take what they say verbatim. You're telling a girl that is 16, let's say an age group of 16 to 20, don't have anything to do with boy. Don't let boy, all this the rubbish. Honestly, that's what I'll call it, rubbish you're telling girls. And I'm thinking, okay, there is some truth in what you're saying. You should be focused. For one, I told myself when I was in school that I wouldn't date until I'm out of uni.
Yeah.
And until I was in 300, when I met the love of my life, what should I not kill myself? You understand? But you tell girls 16 to 20 that don't date. Every emotion that pushes you towards a boy, fight against it.
And then these people have years of suppressing emotions.
Exactly. And you will find out that at 22, 23,
they don't know how to.
They don't know. Their first encounter with a man is always usually terrible because they put like all the piled up emotions. They just dump it. They just trust him aimlessly. They are very naive. They have no experience.
I feel like.
And then when that happens,
and then they get
and trust me, guys be guys, they will break your heart.
Because you can't expect.
You now say, oh, that is the reason.
Right.
Exactly. And then you're now 26, 27, you're a young Christian lady, but you're very pessimistic when it comes to relationship. You're very doubtful. You think everybody has an ulterior motive. And I'm like, no. Okay, fine. What the pastor is saying is not like it's completely wrong. But there's a way to say it. You have this emotion. Like try to find a way to deal with it. Not to suppress it.
If there's one good thing that I learned this video that I watched, where it was like, God gave you these attractions and these emotions. And that's what they said in the video.
You cannot date someone. There are people who actually think that you can date someone without having any kind of sexual experience with that person till you get married. I don't think it's possible.
I feel like it's possible because some people have done it.
Yes.
So that means the fact that some people
so how does that happen?
Like I said, it depends on your resolve. The same way you have resolved to not have sex before marriage. These people have resolved to keep things extremely, platonic, even if things are physical, like physical attraction and everything.
Yeah.
They both it's a two-way street.
But
both of you have to meet in the middle.
Yeah, but okay. So what do you? How do you? I'm not saying sex is the way to show emotion or to show affection.
Of intimacy.
But we cannot deny that sex is one of the
many forms.
Many.
Let's include that many.
One of the many forms.
Their options.
And okay, we're not saying have sex, but you telling me that, like that lady senselessly said all those years ago, that she had not even hugged her boyfriend and they've been dating for 4 years.
Why are they dating for 4 years if they're not married? Why are you dating for that long?
Probably because the guy is banking on that woman. That's the only.
I don't understand long relationships. Like, okay,
so
you are dating to marry, why is your relationship 8 years old?
Okay. I also don't believe
in dating to marry.
No, I don't believe in dating not to marry.
That's what I'm saying. Some people say that they are dating to marry.
I know it is almost to the point of being naive to say that I want to marry the first person I date.
That's because something can go wrong. You might find out one day that my person doesn't live the toilet sits down.
I think one of the attributes of a relationship that lasts is honesty between both parties.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the things that affected my last relationship, was that I wasn't even being honest.
Yes.
When you're not honest to yourself, that this thing has the potential of not working.
Oh, I understand.
And I need to fight for it to work. And so in my mind, I'm like, it's going to work. I love her. I really love her. She really loves it. It's going to work.
You have to.
And all those small.
You are overlooking it.
All those small lizards you see around the house, you just leave them as lizards, not knowing that they were dragons. And before you know, there's a big dragon under your bed, breathing fire into your relationship.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think so now I'm more realistic. See, I like you.
You do see a problem. We have to talk about.
We have to deal with
this problem
before it becomes.
If I do want to spend the rest of my life with you, because first when people say, "Oh, we're just getting married," I'm like, do you realize how much this is? That's why I always say things like, if you're ever in a relationship for marriage and everything, and you want to spend as much time as you're on earth with this person, you need to recognize that things that frustrate you today, you're going to have to live with it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Please, I would really like to hear from you.
I have a friend that only said, and see, one thing about me is that, let me be honest with you. Don't let me lie. Shabi, I'm the one that reached out to you. There was a very good chance of me not texting, but if I truly care about you, I would. There's a friend of mine. She doesn't text me, and I say this love. By force, by fire,
I have a friend like that.
Whether you like it or
oh my God,
whether you don't like it or
every time I do reply to messages, she'll send me something you started again. But don't worry, I have your time.
This love.
This is this friendship. It will not die.
This love will do some. I always text her. I always text her. I don't. And I have a couple of friends like that they don't text me.
I appreciate it.
And I know that. See, I know that you are busy. I understand me. I'm jobless. I'll be the one to worry. I'll be the one to text you. So, but there are people that, to be honest, they're not that important. I can do without not having you in mind. But there are some certain people that, because I know the kind of person you are,
I would want to keep you around.
And because you're important to sometimes my success. Because you see people and you see their potential. And I don't keep friends for friends' sake. I'm not jobless. If you are my friend, it's because I see something in you that I either want to emulate. Or I want to. We are mutually compatible to each other. There are people that just want to be your friend for friends' sake. Like, there are people that.
I feel like friendships like that too should exist. It's safe for them.
I know.
They don't. They're not supposed to last long. For the period of time. Let me
see. Like. Okay, so let me tell you something.
Location friends. Like, let's say, you happen to be sharing a space with somebody.
I'm not that kind of person.
You people become friends.
I'm not that kind of
friendship's sake.
I don't do small talk.
Like a co-worker.
I don't do small talk.
I don't mind small talk.
I don't do small talk.
If you're my co-worker, for the period of time
like
that we work together, we can be friends.
Consistently, I've been put in situations where it is, I would choose otherwise, but it is what it is, and I am with someone that the best way to get over this thing as quickly as possible is just become friends with that person. and every single time I choose the other way around. I'm just going to ignore your existence. And I do that.
I do that. It's fun to work with in group projects.
I do that extremely well. I ignore people. So I'm top notch. It's not because I have anything against you. It's just because I know the kind of person I am. I will get. I will have to become someone else to please you.
And you don't want to take that.
And I will always choose myself first if you're not important to me. Do you understand? I have to engage in small talks. I have to pretend I'm enjoying the small talks. All those things, no, I will not do that. I'd rather just not talk to you. So yeah, there is that. I don't know if it's good or bad, but you guys should let me know. Don't kill me. Snake up your leg.
Yay!
So help me do the honors of the closing.
Oh, okay. This is the password asking me to channel.
Conversations with the makeup artist.
Okay. So let me bring my hair forward. So my name's
No, talk.
So my name's Vanessa, and you just finished watching this episode of Conversations with the Makeup Artist. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and everything else people do on YouTube. And comment. Yes, comment.
Bye.